Imagine a vault, impenetrable. Now imagine that vault emptied of 26 million pounds in gold bullion, equivalent to $101 million today. This isn't a movie script. It's the untold true story of how a sophisticated criminal network plunged London's financial heart into chaos.
November 26, 1983. Dawn breaks over Heathrow Airport, London's gateway to the world. Beneath the roar of jets and the chaos of international commerce lies a fortress few people know exists. Unit 7, Brink's-Mat Warehouse. 6,000 square feet of reinforced concrete in the heart of the Heathrow International Trading Estate. A vault disguised as an ordinary warehouse where precious metals move between nations, where bullion rests between flights, where security measures protect wealth beyond comprehension. Inside the vault, $26 million worth of gleaming bars, each stamped with purity marks and serial numbers. But the guards who protect this treasure don't know what fortune truly sits behind those walls. They believe they're guarding cash and traveler's checks. They have no idea that this morning, 6 armed men will walk through their impenetrable security and transform British criminal history forever. Anthony Black boards the night shift at Brink's-Mat like he has for years. Reliable employee, trusted guard, the kind of man security companies love. Former policeman with spotless record, family man who lives in a quiet suburb, the last person anyone would suspect of betrayal. But Black harbors a secret that will make him the most infamous inside man in British criminal history. His sister is married to Brian Robinson, a South London criminal with connections to an underworld that operates in shadows the Metropolitan Police can barely see. Robinson belongs to a crew that specializes in sophisticated robberies, not street thugs or opportunistic criminals, but professional thieves who study targets like scientists examining specimens, with research, investment, and calculated risk assessment. Black provides something worth more than gold itself: information. Guard schedules, camera positions, alarm sequences, vault procedures, the invisible architecture of security systems designed to be impenetrable. Every detail flows from the inside man to criminals who transform information into opportunity. They learn that guards arrive at predictable times, that alarm systems follow mechanical patterns, that human beings, even trained security professionals, develop routines that create exploitable vulnerabilities. The crew assembles like a military unit preparing for combat. Brian Robinson, the strategist who sees patterns others miss. Michael McAvoy, enforcer whose presence alone creates cooperation. Anthony White, specialist in bypassing security systems. 3 others whose identities remain protected by criminal loyalty and police incompetence. They rent a warehouse outside London, constructing mock-ups of the Brink's-Mat facility. Guard stations, corridors, vault doors, camera angles, everything replicated with obsessive attention to detail. They practice subduing guards without unnecessary violence. Black's intelligence reveals the perfect window of opportunity. Early morning hours, when skeleton crews operate on autopilot, when fatigue makes people less observant, when response times from outside authorities stretch to maximum duration. November 26, 1983, 6:40 a.m. The Brink's-Mat warehouse sits quiet in pre-dawn darkness. Anthony Black arrives for his shift, passing through security protocols he has helped criminals map in perfect detail. Inside, 5 other guards settle into routines they have performed countless times: making tea, checking monitors, walking perimeters. None of them know that 6 armed men wait in the shadows outside, that their trusted colleague has betrayed everything security companies hold sacred. 6:45 a.m. The attack unfolds with military precision. The
crew approaches through blind spots Black identified during months of intelligence gathering. Black disables the alarm system using codes he memorized through legitimate access. The electronic barriers designed to keep criminals out surrender to inside knowledge. He unlocks the side door, and 6 masked figures enter the fortress that should be impenetrable. The guards face men who understand the psychology of control. Loud voices, immediate physical dominance, weapons pointed with unwavering steadiness. Within 90 seconds, 6 security professionals lie on the floor, bound with rope, gagged with tape, stripped of authority by criminals who studied their routines like predators learning prey behavior. The crew wasn't looking for gold, they came for cash, perhaps £3 million in notes and traveler's checks, a significant score that would justify months of planning. But Black leads them to the vault, and what they discover transforms criminal expectations into something approaching disbelief. The vault door swings open, revealing a treasure that belongs in legends rather than reality. Gold bullion bars stacked in organized rows, 3 tons of gleaming metal worth £26 million. This isn't the robbery they planned. This is a score that will attract attention they never wanted. The decision takes seconds. They didn't come for gold, but they're not leaving it behind. The loading begins. 6,000 gold bars, each weighing approximately 400 troy ounces, 76 pounds per bar. Too heavy for quick movement, too valuable to leave behind. They work with frantic efficiency, loading bars into vehicles waiting outside. The guards remain bound, unable to move, watching their careers evaporate as criminals empty the vault that should have been impenetrable. Black participates in the loading, his betrayal now complete and irrevocable. Whatever life he knew before this morning has ended. Whatever future awaits will be shaped by this decision. By 8:15 a.m., the vehicles depart. 3 tons of gold vanishes into the London underworld. The greatest robbery in British history unfolds in 90 minutes, executed by men who came for thousands and left with millions.
The fatal mistake. Perfect crimes require perfect silence. The crew possesses unprecedented wealth, but faces an impossible problem. 3 tons of gold bullion cannot be spent at corner shops. Serial numbers trace each bar to Brinks-Mat inventory. Attempting to sell identifiable bullion triggers immediate investigation. They need to transform recognizable treasure into anonymous wealth. Kenneth Noy enters the story. Gold dealer with legitimate business operations and underground connections. The kind of man who understands that valuable commodities don't care about legal provenance. Noy possesses resources the robbery crew lacks: smelting equipment, corrupt officials, international buyers who accept gold without asking uncomfortable questions about origins. The bullion flows to Noy's facility, where industrial furnaces melt bars stamped with serial numbers into formless liquid metal. The liquid gold pours into new molds, creating bars without history, without identification, without connection to the greatest robbery in British history. But gold this pure attracts attention. Refiners notice unusual quantities moving through underground channels. Banks observe suspicious transactions. Intelligence services detect patterns suggesting massive wealth flowing through criminal networks. The Metropolitan Police assemble a specialized team, flying squad detectives who understand that this robbery requires investigation beyond normal procedures. The surveillance begins. Kenneth Noy becomes target of observation so intensive it borders on harassment. Detectives photograph his visitors, track his vehicles, monitor his communications, build evidence that connects legitimate gold dealer to stolen bullion through financial patterns that reveal criminal activity beneath legal facades. Noy's property becomes surveillance target.
Detectives enter his grounds, planting electronic monitoring equipment, photographing evidence, building the case that will dismantle the criminal network. But Noy maintains his own security. Dogs patrol the perimeter. Cameras watch approaches. The gold dealer protects his operations with paranoia that approaches professional levels. January 26, 1985. Detective Constable John Fordham enters Noy's property as part of surveillance operation. He wears camouflage clothing designed for covert observation. Noy's dogs detect the intruder. Their barking triggers response from a man who believes he's defending his property from criminal assault. Noy confronts the masked figure in his garden, unable to distinguish police officer from potential threat. In the darkness and confusion, Detective Constable John Fordham dies from stab wounds inflicted by a gold dealer protecting stolen treasure. Noy's arrest follows within hours. His trial for murder captivates Britain, as prosecutors attempt to prove that killing police officer crosses lines even criminals cannot defend. But Noy claims self-defense, argues he couldn't identify his attacker as police officer, that any reasonable person would defend their home against masked intruders. The jury acquits him of murder, but convicts him of handling stolen bullion. Noy receives 14 years in prison, a sentence that seems inadequate for crimes that include participating in the greatest robbery in British history and killing a police detective. Anthony Black's betrayal cannot survive investigation. His fingerprints appear where they shouldn't. His financial records reveal spending inconsistent with guard salaries. His connection to Brian Robinson creates investigative threads that detectives follow with obsessive dedication. His arrest comes quickly, his confession even faster. The inside man crumbles under interrogation, revealing details that confirm police theories about how impenetrable security surrendered to inside knowledge. Black receives 6 years for his betrayal. His decision to participate in the robbery destroys everything he built through years of legitimate employment. Brian Robinson falls next. The South London criminal who planned the operation faces evidence connecting him to the robbery through family relationships, financial patterns, and testimony from co-conspirators seeking reduced sentences through cooperation. He receives 25 years, a sentence that reflects his role as orchestrator of the greatest robbery in British history. McAvey follows. The enforcer, whose presence created compliance, receives 25 years for armed robbery. The gold he helped steal provides no comfort in prison cells designed to punish rather than rehabilitate. The other crew members scatter. Some flee to Spain, joining expatriate communities of British criminals who discovered that Costa del Sol offers sanctuary from metropolitan police jurisdiction. Others disappear into London's underworld, protected by criminal networks that understand the value of silence. But the gold itself proves impossible to completely trace. Kenneth Noy serves his sentence for handling stolen goods, but cannot escape his past. Released in 1994, he attempts to rebuild legitimate life, but criminal habits run deeper than prison rehabilitation programs can reach. In 1996, during a road rage incident on the M25 motorway, Noy stabs Stephen Cameron to death. He flees to Spain, living as fugitive until 1998, when British authorities locate him and force extradition. His trial for Stephen Cameron's murder results in life sentence. Noy remains imprisoned, his role in the Brink's-At robbery now overshadowed by a killing that demonstrates how violence corrupts everything that it touches.
The police say most of this gold was never recovered. Do you think it's possible you're wearing a piece of the Brink's-Mat fortune right now? Check your gold jewelry if it's 22 karat and from the 80s. Let me know in the comments.
Like and subscribe for more stories like this, and check the next video.